Well, hello. Welcome back to the Piping Pastor. Today is going to be a VR for Spencer at the Pipe Shed. If I can get my pipe going here. Well, today the wife has taken the two younger ones to go get their hair done and do some shopping, and my oldest is working a double shift at work, so I got the place to myself pretty much all day. Hence the big deep bowl pipe, because I'm going to have some time just to sit and read for a while. And I thought, given that I had the extra time, I would get this VR for Spencer over at the Pipe Shed. I need to begin, first of all, by way of apology. Spencer, I actually subscribed to your dad's channel. And when you first started this pipe channel back in June, he made a note while he was on holiday about your channel, encouraged everyone to sub. And I made a mental note when I was watching that video of your dad's. I was like, oh, I need to check that out and sub. And then, as goes the way with most of my mental notes, when I don't write them down, I completely forgot about it. And then, I'm watching Trucking Piper Bob's VR, and he mentioned, it's like, oh, okay, he's, I love the way this community works, right? All these different connections and different ways to find people and so on and so forth. And that's how I found Dale Piper and Israel and Trucking Piper Bob and the Trucking Piper. Pretty much everybody is based on shout outs from here, there, or yonder. Cliff was a big instrument in that for me too. So it's like, okay, well, I'll check this out, this VR. And whenever I sub to a channel, if possible, I like to go back to the beginning of their video post and kind of see, long term, like what they've been posting and what they talked about and things like that. Just kind of try to view the videos from start to finish. And I viewed your very first video, and then that's when you mentioned that you were um, uh, um, Central Cal Piper's son. I was like, yeah, that's right. You mentioned that. So my bad. I'm also not the best with details. Honestly, I did not. I've had this check tool for, I don't know, a while, and I did not realize until I saw the Sasquatch Piper video that this was in the shape of a pipe. I just never paid attention to it. I was like, oh, I need a check tool. It's got all this thing on there. I like the wood grain. Boom, Bob's your uncle. So yeah. So forgive me for my lack of detail and attention, but we're here now. And that's the important thing. So, in response to your question, I've been richly blessed to have many instructors over the years. You see, I'm wearing my university colors today, um, and so in different universities that I've been at and that I've studied at and worked in and so on and so forth throughout my martial arts career and culinary school, I've had a great many very talented, very gifted instructors. I'm educated far beyond my own abilities. I've got to give praise to God for that one. The Lord bless me richly with many instructors over the years who have been very impactful. However, I'd say the most impactful mentor / teacher I had was a friend of mine named Rich. He actually subs to this channel and watches the videos on occasion, I think. So if you catch this one, Rich, then this is about you. Rich is a friend, but he's also my mentor in ministry. He's in his 70s, and he has undergone so many health challenges. I mean, significant health challenges. I'm not talking about twisted ankles and things like that. I mean, significant ones. I'm not going to go through the litany of things that he's had to deal with and overcome over the years, because that's his information to share, not mine. Suffice it to say, he and I call and check in every once in a while and chat and just see how things are going. And more often than not, when I'm talking to him, he's either in the hospital or in rehab for something that he's had done or something that's happened. Um, and even at his age, and he's a very spry mid 70s, um, and all these health challenges that he has, every time that I talk to him, he's in a hospital, usually surrounded by nurses and nursing staff as they're coming in and out of the rooms and things like that, because Rich likes to talk to people. And every time I hear him encouraging the nurse staff, he prays for the nurse staff. He prays with the nursing staff and the doctors and talks to them and gets to know them and offers them comfort and solace from his hospital bed as he's undergoing these incredible challenges. Way past his retirement years, he was driving every week, like 4 or 5 hours, so that he could pastor this church that was in need of a pastor, didn't have one. He had the ability, so he went down there um, every week. It's a 4 or 5 hour drive. And it's not because they were like heaping a bunch of money and accolades on him. It was a small church group, but they needed a pastor, they needed a shepherd, and he went down there and did it. He always fulfills his duty and when people need him and when he is called, but he does it with a grateful and joyful heart. It is the epitome of what a minister of the gospel is meant to be. And he's, like I said, he's my mentor in ministry, because that's what I aim towards, that level of selfless service. He's a very well-read, highly educated man. He and I can have a conversation, and he might just call to check in and say hi, or about this project or that project. And before you know it, we're discussing the merits of 17th century metaphysical poetry in conjunction with pre-modern hymns. And he's always giving me stuff to read, and like, oh, you should check this out, or you should check this out. Or um, so he's expansive in knowledge, he's expansive in his giftedness as a preacher, as a minister. And he has a deep, close personal relationship with Christ and truly has a servant's heart. And not only does he mentor me in matters of academia and ministry, but just as a man, what a good man should be. So I say I've had many. If I listed off all the teachers who have impacted me all the years and all the people who have had a positive impact in my life and so forth, this VR would be an hour and a half. But when I think about the core of who I am as a person, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm a preacher. I share God's word. That's what God's called me to do. And in all those aspects, I think Rich has been the chiefest of my mentors. So, well, that is it. And I am happy to have found your channel. And oddly enough, you mentioned you were in SLO surfing, and I'm out at I go to San Luis Obispo and Paso Robles 4 or 5 times a year for work. So who knows? You and I might run into each other and be able to share a pipe sometime when I'm out there. So keep things going well. Congratulations on the 100 subs, and I look forward to watching many more of your videos.